Good morning everyone, welcome to Craft. In this video we're gonna cover how to do hydro dipping and we're gonna cover how to do it cheap. I came across several videos last night. They're influencers and other makers, YouTubers have showed and taught how to make hydro dipping possible with epoxy. And I also saw that a lot of them had special brand deals with special spray paint manufacturers where you can purchase these 200 ml cans of different colors, and they are specifically made for hydro dipping, and they are very specifically made for epoxy hydro dipping, and they cost about $5 a pop, and you can buy them only in sets of many colors. And then I was thinking, hey, you know what? Because there are so many people that are following me right now, and so many people came to my channel because I provided a cheaper alternative to, let's call it the funny business practice of getting a generic product, putting a new label on it and selling it for profit. How about if I join the people who have already showed you how to do hydro dipping with everyday spray paints and how to apply it in your epoxy resin art. Now, I am not the first person doing this, okay? There are many other amazing YouTubers who showed you or made videos about how to use generic ass dollar store spray paint, not dollar store spray paint, but Home Depot. That's what you have in the US, and you know, B&Q in the UK, and whatever else you have in your country, generic spray paint to do hydro dipping. And I have no idea if it's gonna work or not. Okay, so let's start out with that. But this video is gonna be an experiment. If it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail. If you're gonna win, we're gonna win big. Yeah. This is $2 a can. This is actually graffiti spray paint they use for street art. It's acrylic, and I think it's like $4 a can or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna use all the spray paints I have at home, and we see where it takes us. Alright? So that's it for the intro, and let's get going. Let's get this show on the road, alright? Now let me adjust the camera first. Alright, so what I have here is an ice cream tub I finished last night with some water in it. I got some colors of spray paint, and I need to put caps on it. I don't keep the caps on the spray paint because I heard that actually I didn't hear anything. I had to clean them one by one. So what I done, I put them in this plastic whatever, and I bought a few liters of pure acetone. I bought it from a beauty shop wholesaler because I was thinking like, okay, who uses large amounts of acetone? Well, beauty parlors do, and when they do the nail thingy stuff. So I went to a supplier of hair dyes, you know, all these little shebangs you buy for your beauty salon, and I checked on their website, and do you sell like 5 or 10 liters of this acetone? Because the small tub of acetone, if you buy it on whatever shop you buy it, is like 5-10 euros, and they literally sold me the 5 liter for 10 euros. So I was like, hey, fuck it. So filled it in, and I left it there for a week. Some of them got fixed, some of them weren't. I don't know how else to clean them out, but hey, it is what it is. all I know, all of these spray paints are acrylic spray paints, and all of them have acetone as the solvent. And you're gonna see something you don't usually see here. I'm gonna put on a mask. I have my very expensive 3M mask with the I filter out everything filter, even the smells. So I'm gonna put it on and spray the magic in this thing. And meanwhile, I'm gonna shut the hell up. Okay. Mask off. Now, how do I get rid of the water? There's water in this. Can I pour epoxy on top of water? I'm just gonna shake it off. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some epoxy in the one here. It does have water in it. Just gonna put the epoxy in it. Put the epoxy in it, and we will see how it reacts. A little bit more. Something like this. Okay. I'm gonna put alcohol in this. Because this spray paint is dissolved by acetone, alcohol won't touch it. And I'm gonna empty the alcohol out. So the plan here is I'm using alcohol to remove the water. I know it sounds weird, but yeah. And then I'm gonna hit it with a heat gun. Okay, this is more or less dry. I'm gonna put the epoxy in it. Still has some water in it. Okay, you can dab it lightly with paper, but the paper will pick up the paint so from under the water droplets, the paint is still wet and it will pick it up. As you can see. Okay, and pour. Here goes nothing. So basically I watched a few videos where the thumbnail was the little spray cans they sell, and the title was This will go viral. This is a game changer. How to I don't know, whatever, making money, whatever, selling, whatever hobby. And I I played the video, and it was literally the shit I was talking about in my rant. And then I realized this is the thing I hate the most. Because that is one thing that if you're like, if I get the sponsorship by, I don't even know what this is, but by this spray paint company, I can do the same video and I can tell you like, hey guys, I'm being sponsored by this company to try out the hydro dipping thing. And you can do this with anything you want. I'm just using this because this company sponsored me to show you that they can do it too. And that's it. That's it. That's honest, and that's a good way of explaining a product you are selling. You know, you don't have to like, this is a viral game changer, and if you want to make the most money and the best business and everything, you have to use this and my products and Amazon affiliates. And yeah, it's okay. You know, it's fine. Just be honest with your marketing, man. There are hundreds of different brands, cheaper and more expensive out there. You can do the same thing. Okay? And it's everywhere on YouTube right now. Like, I am studying. So outside of Agina Craft, I do Unreal Engine, virtual production. I make animated movies. I make training materials for Adobe. I make different kind of virtual production research stuff. And point is, I have to YouTube and I have to research a lot of processes, which has been done by fellow virtual makers like me. And every time a YouTuber goes corporate, so basically a media company buys out a YouTuber, immediately they turn into these subliminal messaging shields to sell courses, to sell training packages, to sell asset packages. Hey, even I remember I used to watch a painter and decorator back in the day who I watched to learn about how to do business in the painting and decorating industry. And the dude started selling packs of PDFs printed out on quotes and contracts and all that, which is fucking widely available for free online. It's mental. If you have to shill secretly your own training and your own packages and your own stuff, then your business is not going well. That's what I'm saying. You know, there's one thing to sell a course on blah or blah or blah if you're being open about it. There is one thing to sell starter packages. You know, if you put it together, you put your blood, sweat, and tears in it. But secretly telling people that this is the only way to do it, and without this you can't make a business, or you need this to be 100% successful. Nah, man, I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna apply some alcohol here while we wait. There is another rant video in me, and I'm not sure if I want to make it or not, but it's about turning your hobby into a business, turning epoxy into a business, and the lies what big makers tell you about starting your own business as a epoxy artist or anything like that. I tried. I was in a bad situation like last year, where my company crashed, where I was working as a 3D animation pipeline researcher, and I had to start something because I had to feed my family, and I had to keep the roof above my head and pay my credit card bills and all that. So I looked into all these how to start a business from home things, and there was this drop shipping. So like you ordered the stuff, so make a website, get stuff ordered from China, Shenzhen, through AliExpress and sell it on your website for profit. I looked into it, I put some money into it, and then I realized I've been scammed because I watched all these videos how to start this business. I gave them the views, I started to use the software they were using, and then I realized I need to drop about 100K into this to make a profit because everybody else is doing it, everybody else is using these softwares. And then I realized all these YouTubers are being paid by these software companies to advertise their dropshipping business. Anyway, and the whole thing circled out into Epoxy, and the whole thing circled out into Photoshop and Unreal Engine and all these 3D softwares. And then I started to see a pattern everywhere. Yeah, and I'm not sure if I want to make a video about this in general, but we are being lied to. Starting a business is not that easy. Anyway, this might gonna stay in the video, might not. We will be back after a few hours and we see what we have done. And I'm back. It's been about 3 hours. We are drying very nicely. Now what I observed is the one I left the water in created these encysted bits in the corners. Don't know if the camera picks it up well. Yeah, so from this I learned I have to clean out the water somehow. This I dabbed clean, and this I used alcohol to get the water out. Now it looks like I got most of it out, and I only have some little dust floating on the top here. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it probably. But apart from that, the paint didn't dissolve into the epoxy. There is one or two little bits floating, but I think it's not too bad to say. I am now waiting for it to completely dry. So far, we can deduct from this experiment that you have to remove the water somehow. I would not dab it clean with a paper towel because that could damage the paint I was working on until now. And using alcohol to clean it out could also dissolve the color, not dissolve the color, but remove the color in the mold. So I think the best method of clearing this out is using compressed air, perhaps. You know, just lightly blow it with compressed air so the water bubbles the water droplets just fly out of it. I would do that if I would have any compressed air left, but I have none. I have to order. Remind me in the comments, please. Anyway, so we wait for this to dry and we check back in when it's done. Well, good morning, beautiful people. This is day 2 of our hydro dipping experiment. Let's see if it's really a viral technique, which is a game changer, and let's see if you need specialist paints for it. But first, a sip of coffee. Oh my god. Oh, that hit the spot. So, coffee. Oh my god, I love it. 7 a.m. That's what time it is now. So the epoxy haven't hardened completely because it's such a thin layer, it needs more time, and I had an awful rainy day last night, but hey, enough talk. Let's see what we've done. Okay, so let's get rid of the excess paint from the silicone mold. Okay, so Can you see it? Okay, you know what? I'll show it to you like this. So it's shiny. The spray paint has stuck to the silicone. I can't scratch it off. So this is how it looks from this side. And this is how it looks from this side. I think... you know what, let me get you a better angle. Hold on. It should be better like this. Sorry about that. I only have one flexible phone holder arm, and I'm trying to make do with that. Right. So this is how she looks, and this is how the back is. And my camera turns everything a little bit yellow, but I will try to fix it in post. Anyhow, so that's one. This is the one which we wiped clean from the water droplets. Okay, this is the one which hardened with a wet silicone mold. And I can safely say that it's better if you dry it out first. I still see some... There's a hole here. Let me show you. Like, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. That's water. That's the water residue. So clean the mold out, as I said before. It has to harden completely, but still looks pretty neat. This is the one we completely dried out from the inside. Had a little bit more volume to it. And this is how it looks. Pretty cool. Doesn't come off. Still malleable. I had a terrible night last night. It was something like 15 degrees raining, and I don't have heating in this shed, so that's why it dries so slowly. And the volume, the less volume you put in, the slower it gets. Anyhow, so what did we learn? We learned that you can hydro dip your molds and you can use them later. Also, again, you can clean it off very easily. But yes, so you can hydro dip your molds, and yes, you can make amazing art with it. And no, you do not need specialist paints for this. You do not need crafter paints for this. You just need acrylic spray paint. That is all you need. The only thing you need is spray paint that floats on water and sticks to the mold. That's all you need. You do not need to buy any specialist items for this. I'm not saying you cannot and you should not. I'm just saying you don't have to. Okay? Which means that if you have some spray paint in the shack, give it a go. You know, see what's what, see what sticks. And if you want to go and try out the specialist paints from the affiliate links of those videos, yeah, go give it a shot, you know. But yeah, art is accessible to everyone. You too. And it shouldn't be gate-kept by specialist products. Okay? Experiment, experiment, experiment. That's all I'm trying to say in this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!